Spark in the science lab. Once upon a time in the bustling city of Meadowville, there was a boy named Leo. Leo was full of energy and loved soccer, comic books, and climbing trees. But if there was one thing Leo didn't like, it was science. He thought it was the most boring subject in school. Why do we have to learn about how plants grow or why the sky is blue? Leo would grumble as he slouched in Mrs. Patel's science class, doodling superheroes in his notebook. None of this stuff matters in real life. No matter how much Mrs. Patel tried to make science fun, bringing in models of the solar system or showing videos about underwater volcanoes, Leo never paid attention. One Monday morning, Mrs. Patel stood at the front of the classroom with an excited look on her face. "Class, I have a surprise. We're going to be preparing for the annual school science fair. Each of you will create an experiment or project to showcase your understanding of science." The classroom buzzed with chatter, but Leo groaned. Great, more boring science stuff. To make things worse, Mrs. Patel paired Leo with Mira, the smartest kid in class. Mira was always answering every question, raising her hand before Mrs. Patel even finished speaking. "Hey, partner," Mira said cheerfully, sliding into the seat next to Leo. She opened her notebook, which was filled with ideas and tiny sketches of experiments. "I've already brainstormed a few projects. What do you think about building a model rocket or creating a chemical reaction display?" Leo frowned. "I don't care. Can't we just do something easy, like, I don't know, make a poster about planets?" Mira shook her head. "Come on, Leo. Science is like solving a puzzle. It's exciting." Leo rolled his eyes but agreed to work with her. After school, Mira showed up at Leo's house with a big cardboard box filled with supplies. "We're making a baking soda volcano," she declared. She pulled out a plastic bottle shaped like a mountain, some baking soda, red food coloring, and a bottle of vinegar. Leo sighed. "What's so special about a volcano?" "You'll see," Mira said with a grin. She measured out the baking soda, added the food coloring, and handed Leo the vinegar. "You do the honors." Leo hesitated but poured the vinegar into the volcano. Suddenly, foam bubbled and hissed, spilling over the edges like real lava. "Whoa!" Leo exclaimed, his eyes wide. "That's awesome! How did it do that?" Mira's face lit up. "It's chemistry. The vinegar is an acid and the baking soda is a base. When they mix, they create carbon dioxide gas, which makes all the bubbles." Leo's curiosity sparked for the first time. "Wait, so you're saying these two random things can make an explosion just by touching?" "Exactly," Mira replied. Over the next week, Leo found himself thinking about science more and more. One evening, he noticed the fizzing sound as he poured soda into a glass. "Mira, does this work like the volcano?" he asked during their next meeting. "Kind of. The bubbles in soda are carbon dioxide gas too," Mira explained. "Cool," Leo muttered, genuinely interested. The following day at recess, Leo saw a rainbow in a puddle of spilled water. "Why does it look like that?" he asked Mrs. Patel later. "It's light bending and splitting into different colors," she replied. Leo started noticing science everywhere, in the way his soccer ball curved when he kicked it just right, in the way ice melted slowly on his warm hands, and even in the buzzing of bees near flowers. For their science fair project, Mira convinced Leo to go beyond the volcano. "Let's show the judges how chemical reactions are all around us," she said. They worked together to create a mini science show. They mixed soap and hydrogen peroxide to create a foamy explosion they called elephant toothpaste. They showed how vinegar could dissolve an eggshell, leaving the squishy membrane intact. They even used a flashlight and a glass of water to demonstrate how rainbows worked. When the day of the science fair arrived, Leo couldn't wait to explain their experiments to the judges. He stood confidently at their table, describing how each reaction worked. The judges were impressed and awarded Leo and Mira first prize. But the best part for Leo wasn't the trophy. It was the way science had transformed from something boring into something magical. From that day on, Leo was no longer the boy who hated science. He was the kid who couldn't stop asking questions, the one who saw experiments everywhere he went. Science wasn't just a subject anymore. It was a new way of looking at the world. And as Leo told Mira one day, it's kind of like being a superhero. Science lets you figure out the mysteries of the universe. The end.